To me, it's important knowing that that's the reality we live in. We live in a technological world. I think it's important that we are therefore equipping our students with, the knowledge and that base of understanding to be able to excel in that world. And, to the extent, obviously it's going to vary in terms of what they choose to do with that information, and as well as, what they may or may not have access to when they leave school. But I think we have a responsibility to, give them those tools.
Teach your children well. Their father's health did slowly go.
With the release of new technology and its increasing accessibility to all, we asked a few educators if this new technology has increased the divide between the haves and the have-nots.
Currently, we offer 4 computer classes here at PHS.
So here at Beach School, I see students 1st through 5th grade. And so each class is in here for about an hour per week is the general time.
In my classroom I had 2 computers, and they were both donated by a corporation. So every couple years sometimes we had people say, hey, we're upgrading our computer programs, or upgrading our computers, do you want new computers? So that's how we got computers into the school.
Really the main thrust of what we do in here is using these digital tools that we have to sort of enhance the curriculum that they're getting in their classrooms. So to support the work they're getting in language arts, in social studies and science and math.
We did, once a week, kids had a chance to go down to the lab, again, only because the nonprofit was in the school. And if we didn't have that nonprofit, there would have been no time. We did do our best to have kids get on the classroom computers as much as we could, but we had no training. The computers were always different. There was no one to update computers or make sure that, taking care of the glitches and upgrades and stuff that happen.
I mean, the vast majority of the kids here obviously have some experience with computers, and because they're here in the lab in 1st through 5th grade, as they move up through the grades, there's definitely a foundation that we've created in terms of just understanding of the computers and how they're used.
So I left 3 years ago, and at that point there was no curricular plan, and I feel like there still isn't a plan. My coworkers who I still keep in touch with, pretty much they're the ones bringing technology into the classroom from their own budgets, because the computers are, with the down economy, no one's upgrading computer systems in corporate America, which means nothing's trickling down. So.
The ratio of students to computers in the classroom every day in 2009 was 5.3 to 1. In 2009, 97% of teachers had 1 or more computers located in the classroom every day.
The projections by the U.S. government for the number of people going into computers compared to the number of jobs is dismal. In fact, the government sees it as a crisis that threatens the U.S. economic standing as well as its military standing, because we have a huge shortage of people going into computers. In fact, if you look at the AP exam, takers have gone down in computers and up in everything else, whereas the exact opposite is happening in the world. But your question is more aimed at just general. It doesn't matter what you go into, you're going to need to know something about computers.
The fact that there is someone on site all day who is part of the staff, who is a credentialed teacher to offer classes to the kids, is incredible. What the kindergarten, 1st and 2nd graders know about computers is more than our 5th graders knew leaving the other school.
From these inquiries, we gather that there will always be advantages and disadvantages in schools, because a large amount of funding is based on the location and the community around the school. With that being said, the increase in accessibility of technology will increase the economic class divide exponentially instead of leveling the playing field, because schools with extra funding will be able to afford the education for it, and that is what really creates the advantage. Schools may be getting access to more resources, but the knowledge on how to take advantage of these resources is what sets apart a school in Piedmont from a low-funded school in San Francisco.
You must have a code that you can live by, and so